All right, our next presentation will be from LendingClub Patient Solutions and Barb Herzog.
Well, good morning, everyone. While he's pulling this up, my name is Barb Herzog, and I'm the professional relations, manager with LendingClub Patient Solutions. So in thinking again, we were just hearing about third-party financing. What is third-party financing really about? It's really the opportunity for your patients to start more comprehensive treatment and have something that's going to fit within their budget. It's really about you living in their world versus forcing them to live in your world. So what we do at LendingClub Patient Solutions is absolutely allow that to happen. So I want to start off with a few facts really about your patients in your practice. There are 74 million people. This was a survey done in 2016. 74 million people reported they had no dental coverage at all. Now, we know the patients walk in the office, and what do they say? Who's responsible for this? My insurance company. So third-party financing allows those patients to have another option. And by the way, that's more people than in the state of Texas and California together. More interesting in a survey was that 32% say they would skip or put off dental care because of cost. Because of cost, not because of time, not because of perceived pain, but they simply can't afford it. And this is really often not just need dentistry, it's want dentistry as well. They want to have it done, but it just simply doesn't fit within their budget. Well, what did I do there? More interesting than that is 6 out of 10 people, this is a bank rate fact, 6 out of 10 people don't have as little as $500 to $1,000 to pay for unplanned expenses. And this is often the patients walking in your practice. These are people who, again, have that need dentistry, and they have no way to take care for it. They have no money in the bank. And so we as a team really need to make them realize and understand that they can afford this. And these are unsecured loans they're getting, and often they don't have the money on the credit card as well. So what do we actually do? We want to be your partner. We want to be your partner to help you show those patients that they can have the dentistry that they need and want. So this is really interesting. On a $9,000 case, patients can finance that for about $6 a day. Now, I don't know if you all got coffee and a bagel or coffee and a breakfast sandwich this morning, but believe me, it was a lot more than $6 a day to do that. And if you're going into Starbucks often, people can have the treatment that they need and want. It's really not that expensive, and here we're talking about $9,000. So I want to talk about now the two types of loans that LendingClub has available for you. We have an extended loan, and again, this goes up to $50,000, up to 84 months, and our rates are based on the patient's the patient's credit, as well as the number of months they select. These are loans, a beginning and end, equal monthly payments, with rates starting as low as 3.9. These are great loans. Patients can't go to a bank and get an unsecured loan at these rates. No prepayment penalties. They can pay it off at any time. More important than this is the fact that 3 out of 4 people with LendingClub are getting interest rates lower than the national average credit card rate, which is 16.8. These are great low-interest loans. And even greater than that is the fact that 51% are getting single-digit APRs. So personally, I've been in the dental industry a long time, and there's really a myth when we talk to dental teams, is they don't feel like the average dental team member says, you know what, patients won't pay interest. Well, you know what, they will, in fact, if it's an interest that's going to be fair. And this is 51% of people who are offered a loan with interest, as well as a loan that has 0 interest. So 51% of people are saying, I really don't care about that no interest because you're offering me something that's going to fit within my budget. I can afford this. Let me go ahead and do this treatment plan. Now, in talking about the true no interest loans, and again, certainly these are very popular. People like no interest. You like it, I like it. Patients like this as well. But what we offer within LendingClub is something that's called true no interest. And what this means is there's no retroactive interest. So basically, for example, let's say that someone does a $5,000 loan and you're offering 12 months no interest in your practice. With LendingClub, if they've taken the $5,000 and made equal monthly payments, and at the end of the 12 months they forgot to make a payment. I mean, let's be honest, that's called life. Things happen and we don't make those payments. With LendingClub, their interest at the end of that loan is going to be just a little over $100. They're only going to pay interest on the balance, not the full amount back to day one. Other finance companies with no interest plans, that patient, if they forgot one payment, at the end of that loan, they're going to owe a little over $1,300 in interest, retroactive back to day one. And guess what? I've talked to doctors, and you know what happens? I had a doctor say to me he was working on a patient. Patient came in, got that retroactive interest, and guess who they're yelling at? The front desk team. Did the patient feel like it was their fault? Nope. Was it the doctor's fault? Nope. Guess who they're blaming? I'm sorry, was it the bank's fault? No, they always blame the doctor. So if you take away only 2 words from me, I want you to take away the words kind and safe. These are very kind loans for your patients, a lot of options, and they're safe loans, and that there's no worry about that retroactive interest at the end of the loan. More important than this, and things that teams and patients really like, is when your patients are placing their application, they can find out what kind of loans they're qualifying for, their monthly payment, the rate of interest they can get, and it does not impact their credit. Now, you know, with a lot of things going on in the credit world, people are very, very credit savvy. They want to know what's happening on my credit report. This is so vitally important. So until your patients actually accept that loan and say, yes, I want to move forward, I want to do this, it's what's called a soft pull. There's absolutely no impact on their credit at all. Patients can do this from an iPad in your practice. They can start right away. They can do it from home, their office. They can find out right away. And people really like this, again, because if they're not making that decision, maybe they've decided, I don't want to go ahead with treatment, and they've accepted a different kind of loan. It's going to show on their credit. And again, in this world of what people know, we want to make sure that we're doing something, again, that's very kind and very safe for their patients, so no impact until they actually do use that loan. I want to move over to a group of the specialist practice. We also offer something called multi-disbursements, and for those of you who are working with specialists, this is a great way for you to offer a global fee. So in other words, the patient sees the restorative doctor who sends them to the specialist. I'm really probably mostly talking about implant dentistry here. And that patient sees one, and then they go to the other and say, gosh, I thought I already paid for it, now I have this. This is the opportunity for you to present a global fee, one fee, so the patient knows they have a team working for them. What we'll do at LendingClub is we will give that patient one loan, and we'll disperse to 2 offices. Again, it makes it one fee, and it's much easier for that patient. It's much easier for them to understand. We are in booth 413. I'd be there. I would love to have the opportunity to chat with you about what's going on in your practice, how you're using financing, how we can make things easier for you. So thank you.